Welcome to Scary and Bizarre Short Stories. I'm your host, Larry Lee Roten. This is a scary and bizarre short story. I've seen this house as it sits empty now. No one, and I mean no one, dares to go near the place. I hope you enjoy this scary and bizarre short story. It's called Rotting Nails. Moving into a new home is always an exciting adventure, filled with many possibilities. However, when that home carries the weight of a haunted past, it becomes more than just a place to lay your head. The house I moved into is not new in terms of construction. Built in 1850, it has a horrific past. It is rumored that during the traumatic years of the Civil War, my home served as a hospital for wounded Union soldiers. The house was occupied by an old woman whose husband and two sons had fallen in battle, killed by the Union Army. Consumed by grief and the desire for vengeance, the old woman's heart hardened. The battlefield had claimed her family, and she saw the Union soldiers as the cause of her pain. Her sorrow twisted into a dark resolve. In her mind, justice was no longer served by the scales of law, but by the piercing tip of her own retribution. All that remained in her home were the memories and the echoes of her husband and son's laughter. Late in the night, the old woman would go to the bedsides of the wounded men, straddling their stomachs. She would push her long nails deep into their chests, killing them as she covered their mouths with her other hand. It was a gruesome death. For months, the surgeons were baffled by the deaths. The injuries were unlike anything they had seen in the past. They couldn't understand what had killed the men. The mysterious wounds were confusing. Rumor spread that a wicked spirit haunted the old home. Late one night, as they hid in the shadows, they spied on the old woman as she killed yet another soldier. This would be her last kill. They executed her the next day. I bought the house a few weeks back. I'd heard the tale that surrounded this particular dwelling. A narrative whispered among the locals about lingering evil spirits and ghostly apparitions. Yet I found myself undeterred. After all, if such entities existed, I had never encountered them in my life. At first, the house seemed to welcome me. At night, the house would creak and groan while mysterious bumps echoed through the walls. Screams echoed softly, as if being muffled. However, I could hear them. I chalked it up to the quirks of an old house, dismissing any notion of supernatural entities. Lately, my closet door has been opening late in the morning, around 3 o'clock. I would see something dark slipping about my room. It unnerved me. I had this insatiable urge to rise and run, but I loved my old home and decided to wait. Whatever was slipping out of my closet hadn't hurt me, and I wanted to find out what it was. Tonight was different. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 3:07. My closet door opened, and a horrible being walked to my bed. The stench was undeniable. It was the smell of rotting flesh. I was so frightened I couldn't move. The decaying body of an old woman crawled into my stomach and straddled me. The last thing I remembered was her pushing her long, rotting nails into my chest, her other hand over my mouth, muffling my screams. I sat upright and gasped for breath, grateful it was only a dream. I glanced at my alarm clock flashing 3:06. In the darkness of the night, I heard my closet door open, and I smelled the horrifying smell of rotting flesh. I hope you enjoyed this story. I know of this old house and its haunted past. I get the heebie-jeebies just driving by it. You'll never catch me going inside. I'll take a pass on this one. It's safer that way. I hope you enjoyed this bizarre short story. Please give this story a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you for visiting my channel.